Welcome back to another episode of
MRG Squared.
So today we're talking about personal development and some of the things that we've done to kind of develop ourselves really on this journey within the last year and a half to nearly 2 years.
Absolutely.
So
it's a lot. We've done a lot of things.
Yeah, so I mean, so both of us are like real bad, or should I say were real bad introverts.
Oh my god, yeah.
So yeah, so we're people that are
still learning,
definitely trying to overcome being an introvert and being an entrepreneur, or get into entrepreneurial status as an introvert.
Yeah. And it's funny because there's a lot of people actually, as we started learning and watching a few people, actually realising that they're introverts as well, but you would never ever know. And I think I'd more class myself now as what you call a situational introvert. Situational extrovert. So depending on my surroundings, I'm able to kind of switch on and be a bit more outspoken, braver.
If people saw us together, they would never believe that
no one
we're
ever believes
introverts.
we're introverts when they meet us, but that is our safe space. I'd rather be on my own, just do my own thing. That's just me. That's how I've always been. I'm absolutely fine with my own company. I don't need people around me.
Totally fine about people like that.
I don't need people around me. I don't feel lonely. That's just me. But at the same time, I appreciate and understand that to be an entrepreneur and stuff like that, you are going to have to be out there, and it is about networking and building communities. So it's been a massive hurdle for both of us, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with network marketing, where you are having to reach out to people.
Yeah.
But then also on top of what we're obviously trying to achieve now, learn to do that. I mean, even just do these recordings.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a bit nerve-wracking.
It's so nerve-wracking, and I think that's probably why we haven't done it sooner.
Absolutely.
It's because we've like
need to get over ourselves.
Yeah, we've really kind
get
of
out of your feelings.
really have to push past like ourselves and push through ourselves in order to just, because we have in-depth conversations, and that's kind of what we just want to bring to this channel.
Exactly.
Like,
even just before this, we should have literally pressed play. We should have been press and play just to hear the conversation like, all the time.
We'll get better.
We'll get better. It's gonna happen. But yeah, so we just want to really share with you some of the books we've read, some of the courses that we've done. To get us to where we are at this point, and we're by no means the finished product. Like, there's a lot we still need to work on, and there's a lot that we still want to learn, and I think it's really important to go on courses and continue to learn. One of the things I like is a guy called T. Harv Eker. He talks about the millionaire mindset and the six jars. It's the sort of 6 ways of managing your money, and one of those ways is you should be putting money aside for your education, and that's something I'm really hot on. Is I do spend quite a lot of money on on courses and books and education. That's just my thing, and I'll continue to do so.
But so far we've like taken a lot away from
so much, way more away than put in. That's 100% sure. It's just about pulling the trigger now and actually actioning all that.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the first things that we've done together was the Guerrilla Marketing Bootcamp from John Lee.
John Lee, yes.
And that was all about
March. We did that.
Yeah, we did it in March. So this is what we were saying in one of our other videos, is that it's taken us from March to June to get a video.
Just to do a video. And he kept banging on about it. Get videos.
In the 3 days.
If you look at the statistics, audio and video are overtaking everything else. This is why YouTube is absolutely massive, and you need to jump on it now. This is why even Instagram is just so hot. Like Facebook, your younger people aren't really using that anymore. People want videos, it's quick information at your fingertips. I haven't got time to read, because with video, I mean, I do it at work all the time. I'll listen to stuff while I'm working. Even upstairs in my office, I will be listening. I never just sit down and do nothing. I've always got something else on. If I'm typing or writing stuff, I'm always watching something or listening to something to constantly learn. And if YouTube didn't exist, then
I take it more in when people are talking.
Yeah.
Like I like to listen to people, so I find it easier to consume information. Like reading books, I love having a physical book, but Audible is literally my thing. Like,
see, I'm different to that. See, I can't. I'm still not really on the
Really?
audio. Like, yeah. I mean, the only time I ever listen to audio is when I'm in the gym, and that's literally only as I'm like doing a warm up, if I'm on a treadmill or something, or on a cross trainer. I listen to it. But while I'm working out, I don't have my headphones in.
but what for me with Audible, I prefer it when the author of the book is reading.
Okay.
So when it's like somebody else reading the book, I can't really connect with it as much. But when like obviously I'm reading, well not obviously, I'm listening to Crushing It at the minute, and Gary Vee is narrating it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's literally like him reading the book to me. Well, that's what he's doing.
That's cool, because I think you're right. When it's them doing it, the passion's more there because it's a connection. They are so passionate about what they've written. I just listened to Grant Cardone's book, The Millionaire Booklet, or something like that. Literally, really quick read, but it's such a good book. But you can feel the passion from it. Rob Moore, his book as well, I listened to, and it was so different to the book I'm listening to now called Drive. And it had a really good rating, and it's a good book in terms of what it's talking about and understanding how people are motivated. But I'm struggling to connect with it. I don't think the author is the guy who's narrating it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not, and maybe that's.
I feel like that genuinely, like the couple of books that I've listened to that have been narrated by the author, that I've connected with that a lot more. But yeah, so like, what are some of the books that you would recommend for people to read in terms of personal development?
So, Rich Dad Poor Dad, massive one, and that I think
I read that about 10 years ago,
a long time ago. I think it's one of those ones when you go, that makes sense, but again, you're not at the right time. I think everything in life is about timing to actually action it.
I think it just opened my mind. Back then, opened my mind. I should be like more intrigued, but I didn't do anything.
But it opened my mind, because I truly believe if you're not, and it's the same as anything. If you're not open-minded, you're never going to give anything a try. And business, everyone talks about it. It's about taking risk and being open. And you've got to be in a place where you're willing to at least sit down and listen to things. And I think, like you say, that book definitely got me to a point where I was like, okay, well, so what's out there?
Yeah.
And like, feed me. So I read Think and Grow Rich as well.
So I still haven't read that, but I know that average time it's read is like seven times,
something like that.
Yeah.
7 times.
So I do need to read that book, obviously.
There's a book called The Slight Edge. Brilliant. I listened to that on audio. You can listen to that on YouTube actually, on audio.
The Richest Man in Babylon. Have you read that?
Brilliant book.
It's I read, like, when I had my jaw operation, I literally read that every day, like from morning to evening.
That's the good thing about it. It's really thin. It's so thin, guys.
And it's such a good book.
Really good book. Really good book.
Really, like, kind of teach you how to manage your money.
Yeah, but it's a more simple version of what T. Harv Eker does with the 6 jars, but it's the 10%, you know, making sure you give yourself 10% and stuff like that. Make sure you put a bit away. You know, and us being Christians, paying tithes and stuff like that, it's important. So, you know, that's just a nice simple way of learning it, and then you can take it to that next step, and that's having, well, how much am I saving? It's so important to save, but not to save to just store, guys. It's the thing that people get wrong. And I know people like that, they're very good at saving, but they do nothing with their money.
Yes.
The bank gives you nothing, so why are you just letting your money sit there? There's other ways. Go out and educate yourself and see there's other ways to make better investments. It's like, what, 1%, something stupid?
No, I don't even think it's 1%.
That.
I think it's like...
You're putting money in a bank to get 1% for the whole year. They are using your money to trade it and invest it. They're making millions off your money, and they only give you that tiny little bit back. Like,
we'll probably do a video on this.
Yeah, probably.
I think you're passionate about that one.
Oh my gosh, it just annoys me, and I'd rather spend my money out on learning things, knowing that I will have the opportunity and I'll jump into things because my mind is open and I'm ready to take action or something. I just definitely, like, I resonate with. I'm like, right, I'm all in on this. You know, don't get me wrong, I still save, but I don't leave it to sit there like, oh yeah, bank's gonna give me some money at the end of the year. The interest rates are rubbish. Like, you need to stop relying on that. And if you follow all these successful people, they tell you this all the time. But anyway, the
biggest investment is on yourself. So
100%.
If you're saving to go and learn something so that you can better yourself, it's better than just like saving the money and
just saving it, and then you'll suddenly do it all out to go on holiday. Like,
either that or something will always come up that you will end up spending that saved money on anyway.
always come up.
Always
But it's,
comes up.
again, this is why T. Harv talks about that. It's like the short-term saving and long-term saving. And sometimes you do save for those rainy days, those things you don't expect to happen. So I definitely recommend people to go out and look at that and see how to save. It's just that it's a really good way that he's kind of looked at different, you know, really successful people and seeing how they sort of manage their money. What else? Slight Edge, Think and Grow Rich.
For me, The Daily Stoic is like a really powerful book.
Really enjoyed that.
And on my Instagram, I've like really started putting it, and people really love it. Like I've been getting good like feedback from it. It's not my book, obviously, but no, it's really motivational. One little snippet of information that just kind of carries you throughout that day.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the Daily Stoic is really good.
And I think for me, I like the Bible, man.
Yeah.
The people don't realise how much information is in the Bible, how much the Bible talks about business and things like that. People don't realise it. Like if you really understand it and you look into it, it's motivational. It also teaches you things. It teaches you about you know, people in business and how people think, how people act, how to support people. You know, it's just every subject going is in the Bible.
I think what people find hard, and what I find hard personally, is how to interpret the Bible, because I know there's a lot of interpretations behind what's been said, that they've used a story to highlight something. So I think for me personally, I find it difficult to take the meaning from
because there is a lot that links and there's a lot of prophecy in the Bible. But what I'd say, one of the things that I listen to is the Bible in 1 year. It's a brilliant app, and literally every morning there's a new topic, and the way the guy breaks it down and just has a message for the day based on those scriptures, and it relates to everyday life, it's brilliant. And that's what I like to use to set off my day. It's the first thing I listen to, and then it's that message you need to hear for the day, and a lot of the time it's something that's been on my mind or a question I've had anyway. So so for me, definitely the Bible's been another big one.
So those are kind of like the books that I say have been quite impactful. So
Alchemist.
Oh,
The Alchemist.
Oh, that is.
Oh my gosh.
I listened to that. Really quickly as well.
Blew me away.
That was a really good. I really like the way that it was written.
Very well written.
Really
very well written. Yeah, 100% would recommend that as well. That's recommended by people like Will Smith as well. So
Will Smith is like one of my favourite people in the world.
You're a massive fan. I don't like how he screams. It's really
I love
terrible.
Will Smith, fan.
His acting's great until he has to scream, and then it's a bit.
So yes, that's in terms of books. So networking events, have been quite impactful for both of us, I think.
Definitely, even just from the point of just seeing other people who've just gone out there and just thought, you know what, I'm going to do this and made a business. It's not all about becoming a millionaire. Like you just being free, that you can replace your job for something you enjoy and knowing every day you're happy and smiling. I think I saw a post the other day, someone was making, I don't know, they said they'd rather make 57,000 a year doing something they love than 100,000 and hating it.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important, because you never want to wake up and literally like resent like your job
and that's the thing, like once you start, when you get to that level as well, like your productivity and everything just goes down. And we're great believers in how you do anything is how you do everything.
It's like one of my favourite sayings.
So we've like, even when we've struggled in our job and we've kind of been a bit slack, we've had to kind of remind ourselves, like actually if we're not doing it in our job, how are we going to survive as an entrepreneur when we come out of our job? So I think that's quite important. But for me, networking events has been kind of taking me out of my comfort zone, which we're going to do a video on, comfort zones. But it's kind of like pulled me because I have to be around people. But what I've kind of done is I will now introduce myself straight away. So, and that's really helped me. Before, I used to just go and sit in the last chair or at the back or something. Now I'm in the middle, and I'll be like, oh, hi.
That's really good.
And I just introduce myself. My heart would be pounding, I swear to you, like sweating, hands like sweating.
If you knew some of the stories of what I'm like, oh my god, I'm terrible. Like, literally the other day, I had my motorbike, I was getting some work done to it. And I was sitting down, pulled out my book, And this guy sat down and started chatting to me. I was so annoyed. I'm like, can you not see I've got a book?
Somebody's got headphones on.
Yeah. And it's like, I've got a book I'm trying to read. And he's there telling me all these stories and he's showing me pictures on his phone. I'm thinking, I'm really not interested. But that's a perfect opportunity to network, see what he does. He's obviously doing well for himself, really nice car at the front. But I just saw it as disturbing me. And that is something I need to learn to not do. Like, you never know what connection that you can get from something by speaking to people.
Absolutely.
And that is my introvert side. It's just leave me alone. I just want to put my head away and get on with what I'm doing. I don't know you, so why are you talking to me? But it's just not. It's not. I don't know. It's definitely.
But your network is your network as well, is what they say.
Exactly. So, and he's clearly successful. You can tell from his videos and showing and stuff like that. But I just was like, yeah.
But that's the thing. That's all part of growth. But now that you've like recognized
being aware
that,
of it's the first thing.
So now you've recognised that. Actually, put your book down and be like,
yeah,
have this conversation.
Show me that exactly.
Yeah, just have the conversation.
Absolutely.
Because you just don't know. Like
you never
man
know.
could turn your whole life around.
Yeah, really.
Like, you just don't even.
Oh,
know.
you do that, do you? Oh, I'll introduce you to people. That could, but that
You don't
think, gone now. You don't.
But when you're an introvert, you're not thinking.
No.
You're not really thinking like that. You're
thinking
oh
a
my
stranger's
gosh,
talking
like,
to me. Oh my god, go away. You're weird. Why are you talking to me?
Maybe
beyond the weirdo.
No, but as well, like, you know, from what we've been reading, you're the average of the 5 or 6 people around you.
Absolutely.
So, you know, we're always constantly looking to now expand our circle of people in terms of like
100%.
the mentors and stuff as well. That's a massive thing as well, getting yourself a mentor.
Yeah.
So in terms of personal development, yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter what it is.
It doesn't matter what it is.
A fitness coach, we both went and got a fitness coach, and we've had great results. Well, you know, really good results up until this point. Which, even though we probably could do that ourselves, by having somebody that's been there and done it, and feeling accountable to that person,
exactly,
you kind of have to make it work. So that's why you get the results. But you should, when you're looking for a mentor, look at somebody that has what you want to aspire or what you know.
Absolutely, and don't have too many guys. That's another thing, because it is possible to have contradictions there, and it can just muddle up what you do when you're bombarded with too much information. I think this has happened to us as well. Yeah. Sometimes we've been smashed with so much information, which is great. It can become overwhelming to the point that you don't do anything, which is where we've been. It's just info.
And then we're like, okay, this is great. We're buzzing, ready to go. And then we're like, where do we start?
Now
like,
what? Literally, we've got booked information, and we just looked at each other like, now what?
Yeah, like,
and we sit down and we have meetings all the time. And
I don't know how many meetings that we must have had, but
we're having a business meeting. Never do anything, but we got great ideas. But it's like, I think now we're at the point where, okay, we're on this year long, and I've got a year long mentorship with John Lee, which is really, really good. And I think from there, that's enough now. You've got that, so I can go to him, share what I'm doing, share what we're doing, and then be like,
okay, but even if like doing this now, you can take this to him and ask him for a few tips.
Feedback.
Like, whereas before, we have nothing to go on, and you just kind of, we're lucky that you've got that mentor, to be honest. Like
absolutely. But what's good about that is whatever Bex is doing or something, because we do our stuff together. Bex has also got a side that she's quite passionate about. There's parts that I'm quite passionate about, and if she's got questions, I can still take that to him. So it's still like we're both being mentored by the same person, which is awesome. So yeah, I just think for us, we're at that point where it's like, okay, that's enough learning from people, and this is a mentor, and I'm all this, but just settle down and just start doing something. And I think this is obviously where we're at now with all of this, really. Yeah.
So we're really hot on personal development, as you can tell.
I love it. I think it's so important.
We can probably talk and talk and talk, but again, now we're just about trying to grind out some results. Trying to show people, okay, like this might have gone wrong, so we went about it, did this way. Like we said, we're just going to document the journey so that if we've made mistakes, then we can teach people how to maybe go around that.
Absolutely, yeah. So what we'll do, guys, we'll share with you some of the links to some of the books that we mentioned, so you can take a look at those. But yeah, we definitely recommend it, and for people who literally would shy away and rather stay inside, yeah, definitely.
You just got to jump, man. Take a leap of faith, and whatever it is that you want to do, like, wherever you start, you can, as long as you're going forward, you're making
about
progress.
momentum,
Like,
it's moving.
and, yeah, exactly. And you've not got to have massive results really quickly. You've just got to go forward and take a step forward. And
it's like you say, even with the gym, isn't it? It's not about you going to the gym and, oh, I can only do 5 minutes on the treadmill, but 5 minutes on the treadmill is better than 0 minutes on the treadmill. Just go, because that 5 will turn into 6 and 7 and 8. Before you know it, you're doing, 10-mile runs with no problem at all. It's about just move, and business is no different. I think business and sport for me really do go hand in hand. I've got ideas for that as well in terms of videos and channels of how those two are going to link together, but for me they really just go hand in hand. It's just principles are the same. So go for it, guys.
Thank you so much for watching, and
we'll see you in another video.
Bye.